911, what's your emergency?
My daughter is dead. I think... Oh my God, please send help.
What's your name, ma'am?
Nyla Cardenas.
Okay, Nyla, tell me what's happening.
I'm at home. I just woke up. I found my daughter. I think she's dead. She was slumped over the sink. I see some pills on the floor. I don't know why. Baby, why would you do that?
Help is on the way, Nyla. The police and paramedics should be there shortly. Is your daughter breathing? Can you tell?
No, she's not. Her lips are blue and her body's cold.
Try to stay calm, Nyla. Now can you check for...
At 3:50 in the morning, I woke up. My alarm didn't even go on yet. I just woke up. And I woke up with an eerie feeling I can't explain. They did, in her autopsy report, I did read, the amount of fentanyl that was in her system.
What they'll find for, and it's any drug from fentanyl, they'll find immediate foaming of the mouth. The person will have a hard time breathing, they'll go in convulsions, lips will be purple.
If I was using drugs when fentanyl was out, I would be dead. 100%.
So my last words to her, I tell her I love you. I always tell them I love them and good night. She said, I love you too. And that was it. My name is Nyla Cardenas, mother of Alasia Cardenas, and we're here today to discuss my daughter who accidentally overdosed on Percocets. My daughter was a very loving, intelligent, talented, giving person. She was so talented. Anything with wheels. She loved skateboards. She loved singing. She loved guitars. Everything music. She just loved it. Everybody's telling me how they felt so protected next to her. She was a tough one. She always spoke her mind. She was not afraid to speak her mind, and she used to stand up for people. Her cousin, she had special needs, and she was real close to her. She passed when they were 5, and she always stood up for people with special needs, and she was just that type of person that would stand up for the underdog. She was a beautiful person. Yeah, I have a video or a recording when she was 5. She's singing with my grandpa. My grandpa had a voice too. And he's humming and she's singing Amazing Grace. And she's 5 and she's just carrying that tune. She was really talented. The day she passed, I went to work. I had just got home. It was probably around 8 o'clock I got home, and I went to her bed and I tried cuddling with her, and she was pushing me away. I didn't understand why. I was getting upset, and I'm like, are you hiding something? Because she had gotten caught before with weed, or the vape pens. I didn't find anything, and she was just crying. She's pushing me away with her feet and her hands. And she's like, go over there. I'm depressed. Leave me alone. I have her therapist in my head telling me, give her a little space. She's 17. She'll be 18 soon. So I'm like, I'll be back. So I went, took a shower. I came back in, and at that point she was joking with me. She was playing around with me, and we're laughing together. And then she says, okay, I'm gonna take a shower. And say around 11:30, I'm knocking on the door for her to get out of the bathroom. She was always in the restroom, singing, of course. And she's like, okay, so she comes out, and I noticed her sweating. So I wiped the sweat off her head. I'm like, baby, you're sweating so much. Why are you sweating so much? And then she says, it's hot in there, bruh. Those are her exact words. It's hot in there, bruh. And I'm like, well, not that hot. And I'm just wiping her sweat off her head. And then she says, she's going back in the restroom. And I said, why are you going back in the restroom? And she says, I'm going to practice my makeup. She goes, I'll be out right now. And I'm just going to practice my makeup. I want to do my eyeliner. I'm like, okay. I go, well, you hurry up and get out. I don't want to hear you in the restroom all night with the music on. I have to wake up early in the morning. At 3:50 in the morning, I woke up. My alarm didn't even go on yet. I just woke up. And I woke up with an eerie feeling I can't explain. I'm knocking on the door, she's not answering, and she has the music full blast in there, and I'm just banging on the door. My husband wakes up because I'm looking for the key to the restroom, and then he says, what's going on? I'm like, she's not answering the door. Right away my head goes, what if she overdosed? So my husband gets up and he's banging on the door. I don't know why he said overdosed. She had never done it before. I just knew it. And so finally I get the key and I open it and I see her in the bathroom. She was on her knees face down in front of the sink. And I just went there and I grabbed her from the back, and I knew it. And I just said, I said, I love you, my baby, you're free, you're not suffering anymore. And then I snapped out of it and I'm like, get her out of here. And I just started doing CPR, calling 911, and all her brothers and her sisters saw her like that, discolored. She was blue. I just want people to know it's not a pretty sight when you catch your family member like that, and her sister and her brothers have to live with that memory of seeing their sister laid out on the floor looking blue, and their mom giving her CPR.
My name is Tyler Simon, former drug addict. I was born and raised in Irvine, California. I've been sober for 12 years now. So my drug addiction started when I was about 13 years old. I started just by smoking some weed. Wasn't a big deal back then to me, didn't feel like a big deal. And within 6 months, I started smoking meth. We were trying to be the cool kids, and it felt great. We thought it was going to be cool, and it turned into the worst thing that could have ever happened to me in my life. I got into Xanax, prescription pills. I got into everything you could do, and it really just took me down a very deep slope of stealing from loved ones, wanting to kill yourself, not being in a clear mindset, and honestly, it was the first time I feared I was going to die, and that was about 16 years old. We were hanging out, we were smoking meth, and my friend also had heroin. So I decided to try that for my first time while I was on meth. We both ended up overdosing, and his landlord found us completely OD'd in the bathroom, and it was the worst month of my life. Had to tell my parents, I need help really bad, or I'm gonna die or end up in jail. That was a huge turning point for me. I tried to run away from rehab the first 2 weeks. I was there for 2 months inpatient and then 6 months outpatient. Really helped me learn a lot about what my addiction was and why I'm addicted to what I was, and helped me stay clean and sober off of anything and everything.
I want to say that it's important for people to have at least 2 of these, because if somebody's overdosing, it can save their lives, and it does save lives. There's different websites you could go on, nextdistro.org, but there's a lot of other ones that you could Google. They give out free Narcan because it's expensive. If I had this, and if I was aware of all this fentanyl stuff, and if I was aware that this existed, I probably could have saved my daughter. I just want kids to know that don't think it can't happen to you, because it can. And it will.
I'm Rob McCoy. I'm the Director of Safety for the Chaffee Joint Union High School District.
Hi, I'm Adrienne Pancratz. I'm the Assistant Principal of Discipline at Montclair High School.
I'd like to talk about some of the things that we do to try to protect our students against drug abuse. One of the programs that we have in place is the DAR program. It's drug abuse recognition training that we give to our campus officers, our nurses, our administrators, and we also utilize the InterQuest Canine program. And what the Canine program does is it brings canine, an illicit substance or a narcotics sniffing canine, around to our sites on a random basis.
Hello, my name is Destiny and I work for a company called InterQuest Detection Canines. We are a company that the district hires as just another tool to keep the kids in campus safe. And this is Blaze. Blaze is a contraband dog, one of 5 that come onto the campus, and she is trained on 5 different things. The main one being illegal drugs. So she's trained to smell marijuana, cocaine, meth, ecstasy, heroin, and she's also trained to pick up on alcohol such as beer, wine, whiskey, vodka. She'll pick up on gunpowder-based items and flash powder-based items such as a loaded weapon and fireworks, and she's also looking for some over-the-counter and prescription medications.
So through the DAR program and the InterQuest Canine program, if we're able to identify a student who is in need or who's experiencing problems associated with drug use, the Assistant Principal of Discipline Office reaches out to that student and their parent to help get them on track.
So what that might look like is, I know sometimes students will be like, oh, you're out to get us, and it's actually the opposite. We're looking to help the whole student. So students will make mistakes, and we're trying to prevent that from happening and get you back on track.
Most importantly, what we want our students to know is that we are here for you. We care about your success and we care about your safety.
Absolutely. All of your administrators, your counselors, your school support staff, anyone here on campus, we are here for you, both in the good times and the bad, and so that you are the best person that you can be.
When I found her, she had 4 pills on her. They were under her, like if she was probably holding them, and they fell. But from what I hear, when they press pills, they just mix this stuff around, say in a milk container or something, shake it around. They're not regulated, and they're not exact amounts in each pill, you know? So some are gonna have more amounts of fentanyl than the other. They really don't care about killing off their people. Either they're gonna get them addicted or they're gonna kill them.
Everyone thinks their dealer is their friend and that the people they're doing drugs with are their friend. They're not. You'll find that out when you get sober. And if you stay sober, you'll keep those good friends you had in high school, because they're not going to just be acquaintances who you did drugs with.
Kids these days that are doing these drugs and thinking they have a high tolerance and it's not going to affect them. My daughter had said before that she had a high tolerance. And I mean, look at her. My daughter was a big girl. She thought she could take it and she couldn't. It took her down.
The one thing I could say that would be more important above all is just don't do it. Never start. If you want to try it and your friends want to try it, don't do it. Don't be there when they're doing it. If your friends are doing it, walk away. Don't stay with them, because they'll drag you down with them.
You don't want to die. There is so much life to live. You're young. And if Alasia were to see the way she left her friends and her family, she would not. I know she would have stopped. And it's sad because my daughter didn't get a chance to overdose and be brought back to life and learn from her mistake. My daughter is dead after overdosing one time. So I just want kids to know that too. Just because there is Narcan, don't depend on it. Don't say, okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get high and I have this stuff. If I pass out, go ahead and give me this. Because, I mean, it doesn't always work, number one. Not everybody is as lucky. You know, some people overdose 20 times and they're fine. And then you have people like my daughter who didn't even get one chance.